Hi guys, surprise, here I am this afternoon. I would like to make just a short video to tell you a little bit about a very important topic on card design when we do sketching, when we start doing sketching, is that there are three elements that are very important when you are starting to make your card design, when you are starting to understand and you start thinking about how you want to make the shape, the proportions, and the sections of your sketch, of your car, okay, or your project. So there is one thing very important, which is fundamentals. It's really the most important thing of our sketching is proportions. Hi Kumar. Proportions. So proportions are the most important thing when we start making our sketch, our project. Kumar, I am fine, thanks. At home, of course. So today, to help the discussion so that you can understand a little bit better what I'm talking about, I have little models of this beautiful Fiat 500, okay, FCA, okay, Fiat Chrysler, all right? And with this one, we'll try to understand a little bit more and a little bit better, an easier way, what we're talking about. So, proportions. Proportions, first thing we do when we talk about proportion is side view, okay? And then the proportions are given by where the wheels are placed, okay? Here we are. And how much we have of front overhang, rear overhang, and the height of the car and the belt line. Those are the elements, the main elements we have to take care of if you want to nail down real nice proportions, okay? And to do that, this is a little sketch I made this morning while I was attending to a meeting. I will make a very quick sketch, okay? That I will show you, all right, very soon, all right? So basically, we said, okay, that the proportion is given by our wheelbase, okay, the height from the ground, the size of the wheels, the height of the car, the belt line position, front overhang, and rear overhang, okay? So I will sketch in a shape and we will talk again about this, all right? So, I'm gonna make it a little bit nicer, okay? I will do whatever I feel like doing so that I feel that the proportions are correct. And then we will analyze together. I try to go fast so that you don't have to wait too long. Okay, so here we are. So here we have this quick sketch, okay, that tries to have a nicer proportion in terms of height compared to the size of the wheels and the wheelbase, short rear overhang, a little bit longer front overhang. So this is like pushing the car in the front, and that's what I try to do. We have also an inclination of the belt line, okay? So this is a quick example to show you proportions, okay? So if I have to take an orange color, I would like to do this so that you understand maybe even better, okay? Okay. To make a sort of a resume, okay, a summary of what we said. You see? So those are the elements that will help you to keep in control your proportions, especially in side view. As you know, side view, it's very important because then we take a side view and we turn it, and if we have a good proportions in side view, then you know that when you do that in your perspective sketches, okay, your proportion will always be right, like the tip-up perspective, like that, okay? All right, now that we said that, there is another thing that we have to... Buonasera, Mr. Classic, Police Station Classic, ciao. So there is another thing that you have to know, is that with proportions, we have to think about shapes. And the shapes, it's basically how we're gonna make the side view, okay? Or the front shape of the car, or the rear one, okay? This one is pretty much simple, okay? If you look at the sections, it's kind of simple. You see, here we have a highlight, shadow area, highlight here, and then a very simple shape here. And if I have to make this type I will take a marker. Sorry, I'll take a very light marker, this one, so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. Can you see? I put the marker where is this line. And this is our section. This is a cylinder. And this cylinder, it's very simple. Just like our Fiat 500. You see? Very similar section, okay? So in this case, our cut line, where we cut the lines to open the door, I'm gonna put it now, okay? I make it really simple, okay? Very schematic, okay? Yeah, here it's also locked down here. So you see the cut lines? They are very simple because they are following a very simple shape. So there you go, look. Very similar to our Fiat 500. If I open the door, wait, because I know that I can open the door here. There you go. You see the section, you see here. Look. Section is very, very simple. Look at the door. So when we see the cut lines, they are very, very simple. And when we decide to sketch like that, to make a simple type of shapes with a little bit of lines, character lines, basic, simple, radiuses, or cylinders on the side or on the hood, like Audi. If you see Audi cars, they are like that. There's lots of tension, okay? I take another paper, I'll sketch few sections. I want you to follow this. You see this section? This is a section, okay? So if I take my car here, I cut here until the bottom, then I look like that, and that's where I have my section, okay? So here we see the glass. This is a side window. This is the belt line, the shoulder, picking up the light. Then there is a little kick inside. Look, can you see it? Now you can see it better. There is a little kick inside that will take shadow. And then we have our side cylinder. And then at the bottom, where is the rocker panel, before the the door is finished or the side is finished, we have again coming inside, coming outside to pick up the light. So the light will be here, the light will be here, okay? If I take the model, we are talking about this area and this top area, okay? You can see a little bit the light picking up here on the top. Here there is also an extra light because the section here is different. The section there is like this. Look, more or less this is the section of the Fiat 500. You see? It's completely different. It's coming inside here. It's like little sausage, big sausage, okay? So that we can understand each other better. All right? So this is what's happening here. Now, why am I speaking and talking to you about cut lines? Cut lines are also here, okay? On the side for our, let's see if it opens. Yes, it does. You see? Cut lines are those. So when we have to draw the cut lines on the side to make sure that our hood will open, we have to think how those cut lines will become, how they will be on the shape of our car. So that's the reason why I'm always saying to many of you sometimes, make simple shapes, because when you draw a shape, if you do a complicated shape, how the hell are you gonna draw the cut line on that shape? Because some people don't think about that. So they do sections like this one that I'm gonna show you. Okay, so let's look at this. This is a cartoon side sketch I made to show you when two big shapes are crossing each other on the side, leaving some flat areas, and then the classical triangle shape at the lower part to pick up the light. So when you have to draw a cut line, look what happens. It's very difficult. Can you imagine reality? A big car that has those big conic shapes. I mean, come on guys, it's not gonna work. So that's the reason why I'm asking all the time, before you finish, you start modeling on your Alias or Autodesk or whatever software we are using, make sure you understand the shapes you are making, because it's nice to make some I'm making something quick, but to make sure that you understand what I mean. I'm making like a sports type of car, okay? And then there are people that they do sections like this. I saw this on Instagram. So look, I saw on Instagram some Photoshops that are very similar, where there is a big, huge fender in the front, then there is the side, another big fender in the back, then there is a character line here, there is another character line here, and then we have our typical pool of light area at the bottom of the side to pick up the light and stabilize a little bit of the design. But this is hell in terms of surface treatment. Because when you go and see those Photoshops in side view or a little bit in three-quarter, you don't realize that or you have a canopy, the top, that opens like this, and you come from the top. Therefore, you don't cut your side views for your cut lines. But if you have cut lines, then I can imagine something like this. I will show you. Look, if I had to put a door cut line here, let's imagine a normal door, okay? Even if you have a door with a pantograph hinge. So you understand that those cut lines cannot put those cut lines, come on. So, what is the tip, the suggestion of today? Is that you have to think, when you make your sketches, and when you start thinking about the sculpture of your car, you have to understand what is the balance that you must have between your main cylinder, your character lines, the main proportion of the car which we talked about on this sketch, you know, the proportions, your bed line, the main cylinder, and then you have to understand what type of interaction of shapes you can make. And when you do this, make nice sketch with nice shading so that after you can start sketching, where did I put it? Here. You can start sketching your cut lines. Because when you sketch your cut lines, you have to understand whether you are in a nightmare scenario like this one or like this one, or you are making still a very dynamic, modern, contemporary, futuristic sculpture of your car, but you are in another scenario, a normal, manageable scenario where your cut lines become a support, a graphic support to your design, and they are not destroying your design or picking up too much attention because they are too much strange, too awkward on the overall design that you are making, okay? So this is what I really want to talk to you about. The cut lines, okay, must be wisely done. And to have wise cut lines, you must have a wise volume, overall shape of your car, where of course you must have your points where you will have nice highlights, where you will have, of course, your dynamic shape that gives to your design project, okay? The best thing you can do that you really like, but at the same time, a way where you can put your cut lines of your hood, your side body doors, your hatchback or whatever you have in the back, in a very wise way that are a support to your design and not fighting against your design, like in a case like this one where you have too many shapes and lights coming, and once we have to put the doors, it becomes a nightmare, okay? So think about proportion, all right? And those tips I gave you today. That's all. I hope you liked it. If you have any comments, you can put it down on your comments. And take care. Bye. Ciao. Thanks for watching.